Segun is Nigerian. I know he's a FinTech expert. I love FinTech. And I know he's been working on a way to connect the diaspora to opportunities. I don't know if Segun, there's something you want to share with even Frida and the rest of the diaspora people to connect. What we need is connecting capital to the businesses, right? The people who have the know-how to the opportunities. What we miss in Africa is connecting, and there's a lot of opaqueness. There's lack of information, or people are not able, don't want to collaborate. There's a lot of competition. That is something that needs to be resolved. Can you share and give some insights on what it is you think needs to be done, so that then now the work that VD is doing can continue to be done? What is your take on it around FinTech and connection between businesses and capital?
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, and congrats on the program. I joined a bit early before this session, and I must say that, you know, I've learned a lot, and I agree with a lot of the thoughts and insights that have been shared. You know, just a brief background of myself. Like you rightly said, my name is Segun. I'm Nigerian. You know, I live in Nigeria, so I'm not in the diaspora, but at the same time, I'm very close to members of the diaspora, and I engage a lot with the members of the diaspora. Then I'm an entrepreneur. I work in the FinTech space. But, you know, over the past few years, in my interaction and in my work, you know, I've had reasons to engage very deeply with members of the diaspora in terms of understanding, you know, how they want to participate, understanding a lot of the interest in terms of how they want to invest, how they want to connect, how they want to be a part of, you know, driving progress in the continent. Which a lot of, you know, the things that has been mentioned on this conference has really, really touched them. But for me, because my background and strength is really within the finance and the tech space, I strongly believe that there's a lot that technology can actually play to actually make that process a lot more efficient, both in terms of the connection, exposing the opportunities, identifying, you know, how to, you know, how to aggregate and really access these opportunities. So I'll take it back. So I'll just backtrack a little bit. If you really look at it from a very high level, as a member of the diaspora that wants to participate within the African continent in terms of investment, or you want to start a business, you know, there are a few things that you think about. If you're able to come back to the continent, then that's a different ballgame. But for a lot of people, that is not possible, you know. And if you're able to do that, then you're worried about, you know, do I have people I can trust on the ground? How much time investment do I have to make? You know, how much capital have I got to commit to this? And for me, which is something that I believe Farida and Tarian already spoke about, there's a whole lot of opportunities that are already being accessed by local entrepreneurs across the continent. And this cuts across asset classes, it cuts across industries. Now, if the extent of your participation is such that you're not able to come on the ground to start a business, I believe a way to actually participate would be to find ways to support these local entrepreneurs with capital, with knowledge, with mentorship, with insights. Now, to do that is not very easy, which is, you know, where it gets a bit tricky. And I think that technology can really, really play a critical role in actually doing that. So what technology does is really to create a platform. I mean, we're able to have this conference today because of the fact that, you know, ideally we want to have it in person, but at least this experience is good enough to still be able to create value, even without seeing in person. So when we have access to this kind of technology, there shouldn't be a reason why, as a member of the diaspora, if I want to invest in Africa, I should not be able to do that. So for me, I believe that the approach, irrespective of, you know, what your specific interest is, we need to start thinking of how we can use tech to enable these connections between opportunities that exist and the diaspora. And there are three legs to it. I believe it is first a technology challenge, which is what I've spoken to a bit. The second part is the educational part, which is where, media having conversations like this, educating members of the diaspora about how to go about it. And the third part is a financial part because, it is money, right? There are regulations, there's trust concern in terms of people don't want to lose their money. If one thinks about it from these three lenses to say, how do we harmonize this education to ensure that this communication is fluid? Technology plays a critical role there. If you think about it in terms of regulation, so the skill set, which is where the training and the local knowledge and insight is to say, where do we find the experts that know the space that we want to invest in? So if you're sitting in New York as a member of the diaspora and you want to invest in business in, say, Zambia, for example, irrespective of the sector, there are probably some entrepreneurs on the ground who are already playing within that space, who you can support with your capital, who you can support with your knowledge, but really the issue is how do you find them? So for me, what we are doing is I'm connecting with a number of diaspora members to actually create a platform that enables this kind of connection. Leveraging technology to really drive this, education, show access to all these opportunities. So be it real estate, which is what was been discussed on the last session. If you can go on a portal where you can basically see all the information you need about a particular set of property, or be it a business. Because even if you come on the ground, the reason you're coming on the ground is because you want to be able to look at the business, you want to see pictures of, maybe the office, you want to have conversations with the company and the promoters. If you can do all that digitally, where you feel like you have enough information to make an investment decision or to make a business decision, then the need to really have to go is reduced and you're still able to achieve the same end result. Because if you just look at it from a very high level, like, the only way to do this is for me to have to travel, a lot of people will not be able to do that. So that's this capital that we're not able to unlock just because that platform doesn't exist. So really, I think that, the part for technology can be better harmonized. And the way to do that is to really just leverage on what already exists in terms of opportunities and partnership with existing innovators and entrepreneurs on the continent and provide a platform where these opportunities can be visible to the members of the diaspora and even more importantly, to the global community. And then you see, these are the opportunities to invest and these are the ways I can do it transparently with trust that I know that, okay, my money is safe, the people promoting it are credible, and then I have enough information and then I can proceed. So, that would be like, my own angle into the conversation. So thank you.